Hello, my name is Alba Dura from University of Oviedo in the north of Spain. I want to present you our work about aliens in paradise, both density and exotic coastal mollusks in Moorea Island, French Polynesia, and how different tools can help us to identify and interpret the results obtained about exotic species in the heavenly French Polynesia. After habitat destruction or modification, invasive species are responsible for more biological extinction than any other cause. Further, the rate of extinction of native species has been higher on island than anywhere else in the world. Invasive species have also degraded native ecosystems. Coral reefs are complex and fragile ecosystems extremely sensitive to environmental change and are currently endangered by a variety of problems from climate change to acidification to pollution. Introduction of alien species can be one of those factors because it is a well-recognized threat for marine ecosystems, but the impacts of non-indigenous species on coral reefs are not well known. There are different entry gates for the introduction of exotic species into a new habitat, being probably the maritime traffic the most important. Therefore, different port areas with different size of maritime traffic were randomly sampled on the island of Moorea in order to know about the situation of the exotic species that spread throughout the island. Invasive species have a range of impacts: economical, social, and environmental. Agriculture, forestry, and fishing are of huge importance to the economies of developing countries. Invasive species affect the productivity of these systems and limit the ability of producers to access export markets. Invasive species are a major threat to the livelihoods of the people who live in the areas they colonize. Finally, invasive species alter and degrade the environment and have a negative effect on both native species and the people who live and work there. The traditional tools are insufficient for early detecting new invasions, especially in critical species or different development stages. Several studies demonstrate the efficiency of DNA as a tool for species identification. Therefore, obtaining samples were barcoded one per one. At this point, I want to show you the usefulness of phylogenetic studies. Sometimes, phylogenies and phylogenetic may look boring, but knowing how to construct a phylogenetic tree is very useful for different applications. For example, this study. When we have DNA barcodes from different samples obtained from the field, our first step is to identify them using genetic databases. We do BLAST, for example, into a GenBank database. BLAST is very useful and essential for barcode identification. However, it's a simple pairwise alignment-based tree created by NCBI BLAST automatically between pairs of sequences. However, a phylogenetic tree is a true tree, depicting the multiple alignment between all gene sets. A true phylogenetic tree will show you the correct interpretation of the evolution of particular gene. In this case, the gene used is CO1, cytochrome oxidase subunit 1. In conclusion, in general and particularly in our work, the reconstruction of the phylogeny contributes to the authentication of the exotic species in circle, in this case, allowing them to be taxonomically catalogued into a general phylogenetic tree with a higher view for the ecosystem and the relationship among different species, native and exotic.